Moved into a brand new apartment in Birmingham. I love the views. Just kidding. I'm actually in the hotel overnight because of an event happening in my campus. So I just stayed here overnight. And today's going to be something completely different. I haven't really had much of a chance to do ever since I've been travelling to Birmingham. I've been going to Birmingham for 2.5 years, which is quite a while. And currently, I've been studying filmmaking at my film school in the city centre in Digbeth. But I've not really had much of a chance to actually vlog of my week to week life in Birmingham, let's say. So I'm going to do something completely different. I'm going to do a day in a life vlog around Birmingham City. I'll probably show you my campus for those who are not film school students here. Probably going to be from the outdoors. Don't want them to think, why on earth are you filming indoors? Maybe for another day. But it's just mostly going to be outdoor related. I might do a few indoor shots if I'm careful enough. But really it's just about day in a life in Birmingham. Especially when I'm not studying, I tend to use a lot of time to just have a nice explore through the city centre, because I do actually find it somewhat therapeutic, if that makes sense. So come with me, we're going to have a little bit of a vlog together across the day in the life in Birmingham City. Every week I arrive at Birmingham New Street and I never get tired of just taking in the sights throughout the whole station, with shopping malls and fast food restaurants on the upper level, as well as also the Bull surrounding the main entrance. Over the last 2 years, I've been going to Met Film School in Digbeth, just a few minutes away from the city, and it's safe to say it's been a huge success. Whilst it has been stressful moments at times, it's also been very rewarding. I've currently got up to the end of the second year with very strong grades, and I'm looking very optimistic to return for the final year to hope to aim a full degree, which will be a huge dream of mine. Now, sometimes I do explore around the custard factory area, just for a bit of an explore, just to see what's going on around that area. Sometimes I go there to the canteen restaurant for a little bit of a break. I like to also sometimes wander around nearby the Mockingbird Cinema and, of course, the Board Game Cafe. And again, like New Street Station, I never get bored of seeing all these different views surrounding the whole area. I always find something very creative about that place. Now, just down the street, I do also sometimes attend events in this part of the Digbeth, Facially Studios for like networking events, and at the Bond, also for the networking event, which I also did a PowerPoint pitch on, but also last year attended 2 Food Fest events, such as Cheese Fest and the Burger Fest, and I hope to return to those venues in the future. I do enjoy both of those, but if I had to pick a favourite, it had to be the Bond. Also, on a handful of occasions, I've also visited the Red Brick Factory, which is more really known as I describe it as a multi-creative charity shop. And I also did a music video film there way back on my short film module that I did for music students. And I have to say, I really do love that place. I don't go there that often. I very frequently walk through this area in Digbeth. Yeah, there can be some dodgy behaviour going on sometimes, but I also love the graffiti surrounding, particularly from my walk from the city centre to my film school. Also, here's a fact, the coach station that you may have just saw, I have took the National Express coach a couple of times, mostly when the trains got disrupted from industrial action, so I always have an alternative way of travelling. Probably might use there again. For some reason, I don't know why, but this exact area is actually one of my favourites. Probably because there's all different areas surrounding the side of Birmingham. You've got St Martin's Church, Selfridge's shopping centre, and plenty of popular restaurants on the other side of it, Pizza Hut, Nando's. Now, I did have to be really careful when I was filming in the bullring, because I know some security members may be a little bit funny with public filming, so I just kept the filming shots brief. But other than that, I absolutely love going through inside the bullring mall. Played mini golf there once with a friend, but I've also visited the HMV shop several times, and I'm no stranger to getting new pairs of t-shirts when I feel I need to get a fresh pair. Didn't get any on the day, but nonetheless it never ceases to amaze me on what merchandise there is inside the HMV shop. I do also frequently visit the Selfridge's shopping area as well, and as you can see on that day, I was wondering what chocolate to get as I was heading to the cinema that day. Ooh, decisions. Overall though, I actually find boring to be somewhat therapeutic and not too stressful, despite a huge amount of people going there on a daily basis. Also, sometimes I like to also have a bit of an explore just outside the New Street area, where I go through particular direction. I always like to sometimes have an explore. Walking up towards nearby, I think it's called Aston University. I never actually go in there, obviously, because I go to film school, but sometimes just exploring through different areas of Birmingham City also brings in a somewhat interesting adventure. Coming up towards Chamberlain Square, I also love the view surrounding the area as well. The Museum and Art Gallery, as you can see, they regularly have Christmas markets there throughout every November and December, so it always looks different during those 2 months. And also approaching towards the library, this is where I go to for my regular studies, especially if I've got some summer work to do or just for any independent revision. The library is one of the popular places to go to. So this is what it looks like inside the library. Again, I didn't film too much in case any guys try to stop me, but this is what it would look like if you go up the escalator. And also sometimes when you go up 4th or 5th level, you actually get to go on the outdoor view, and yeah, absolutely stunning. You can see a lot of Birmingham just from going at upper level. Now, some of the concert venues in Birmingham. The Rep, I've been in there twice to help out with some of the performer students by placing microphones on their heads. The B Music place, I actually went to the B Music / ICC area. I actually went there once to see a Top Gun Maverick concert show. Absolutely brilliant experience that evening. Now, this part is one of my favourite places in the city centre. It's like the British version of Venice, surrounded by canals, but also plenty of fast food restaurants, again surrounding the area. And it's often quite peaceful there as well. Also, this is the mailbox area, one of the most modern areas, also in the city centre. They've got the BBC studios, again a few more further restaurants, including the Everyman Theatre that I went to once with my film school. And also, that hotel, with those different shape designs, that's called the Cube Hotel. Stayed there once, unfortunately I had to deal with a fire alarm issue, but I'll save that for another story. But overall, I do love this area. Now, that building, as you can clearly see, the Sea Life Centre, I've been there once before, but not for a long time. I think I was about 12 when I went on a school trip there, and I remember seeing the Polar Express 4D show as well. After several hours exploring, it was time to go to the cinema. I went to Cineworld in Broad Street, which is a cinema I regularly use at Birmingham, and on that day I went to see the final Mission Impossible film. Obviously, couldn't film there. I would get in massive trouble for that, but I'd absolutely love going to that cinema. Then about 3 hours later, around 6 PM, it was time to get on the train back into Leicester. I got on the 6:22 train, got slightly delayed when it arrived, had to even change platforms to platform 8A, but nonetheless, got on the train, left about 8 minutes late. Unfortunately, when we got to Nuneaton, it got delayed for an hour. There was a broken down freight train on the main route. I was not a happy bunny that evening. Hey, sometimes nothing much you can do about it.
There is no update on the state of this freight train ahead of us that seems to be broken down at Narborough, I believe. With this still being the case, we are still going to be held here at Nuneaton. We can't go any further than this while that train has broken down at Narborough. We are in constant contact with the signallers and the people at Network Rail to try and find out the latest information for you, but that is basically the information I know at the moment. I know it's not a lot, to apologise for the inconvenience. Let's hope we can get moving shortly, but like I say, at the moment, due to the train being broken down ahead of us, we are going to be held at Nuneaton for the foreseeable. We'll get back to you with an update once I have any more information. Once again, apologise on behalf of Cross Country for your delay this evening.
Thankfully though, we didn't have to go on the coach. We did eventually move and got into Leicester about an hour late. In fact, that was one of the first times where I actually had to experience such a heavy delay going through that route from Leicester to Birmingham. Then finally, by around 8:30, 8:45 PM, finally arrived back in Loughborough. And that pretty much sums up a day of a life in Birmingham, but not a normal day in the life of travelling. End of video.